Hey guys and girls, thanks so much for joining me today. We are going to focus on stretching from your desk, from a chair, seated position. So this is supposed to be the equivalent of a desk chair kind of setup, whether you're working from home or in the office. So one of the easiest things to get started with is just a basic hamstring stretch. So from here, assuming your desk is out in front, you want to make sure you back up and get away from the desk because we don't want to headbutt our desk as we go forward, and we're going to stretch our hamstrings. So I'm actually going to start with one leg forward and one leg back. And the back leg is supportive, it's bent. Other leg is straight. Now your posture, shoulders up and back, and it's very similar to a Romanian deadlift. You want to try to keep a neutral spine and use two hands to slide down that shin. So your back is fairly neutral and straight. A little bend in your knee now. So the knee is just slightly unlocked, right? Just a little bit of a bend. Slide those hands down. And again, posture. Shoulders up and back. Your spine is neutral, right? It's not necessarily straight. We have curvature in our spine, but it's neutral. Meaning we're not doing the rounding of our spine to stretch. Let's switch legs. So now that other leg is bent and supportive. This leg straight in the beginning to get started until you get into the position with your upper body, shoulders up and back. Then from there, a little bend in that knee, two hands sliding down the shin, loading the heel. Just like an RDL. Remember, posture, shoulders, neutral spine, protecting that lower lumbar. Stretch that hamstring. So stretching out the back of the legs, behind the thighs, which will give you a little bit of relief in your hips, your lower back. Okay, moving on. Again, continuing from the seated chair position, the figure four, crossing. So we get the ankle to cross over on top of that thigh. Now there's so many options here. Sometimes this is just enough for people and you start to feel it on that hip, on the leg that's up. We're working on the glute. So you can hold it here and apply some light pressure. If you want a little extra, you dig into it with your forearm and your elbow and you lean forward. Now if you're barefoot and you're able to sneak your shoes off, give your foot a little bit of a massage. So now you're multitasking. You're working on pushing down, trying to get this shin close to parallel to the floor. And then you can use your thumb, dig into your foot a little bit. Or even just manipulate your toes. Move them around. Move your foot around inside the sock. Or if you're barefoot, just move your feet, move your toes, wiggle it around. Maybe squeezing the heel with your hand, just really applying some good pressure to that heel. Or you're digging your thumb into the arch. Maybe you know exactly where you need to target and you can just dig right in. So we're working here with the hip, the glute, the piriformis, and then of course the foot, digging in with the thumb, maybe squeezing the heel, squeezing the toes, manipulating the toes, moving those digits around a little bit. Other leg, same thing. So it's a nice way to multitask. You get your foot mixed in with the hip and the piriformis. And so again, depending on where you're at, sometimes this is enough. You can just do light pressure with the hand. And again, digging into the foot. If you need a little extra, you bend forward, use your elbow, your forearm, dig into it a little. Lean into it and push down on that leg as you're trying to multitask and work on the foot. And loosen it up. Now you can easily do this stuff from your desk if you're on a phone call, you're on a Zoom meeting, assuming they're not watching you on the Zoom meeting. Maybe you can black out your screen and if you're not involved in the meeting and you just need to listen, you can black out your screen and sneak in some stretches. Sometimes too, you can still hold this, you're not going to be able to manipulate your foot, but maybe you can work on emails or typing, and this is working as well. Maybe you're doing some paperwork where you need to lean forward and you're writing some stuff down. You just sneak it in where you can. Okay, so that's good for that. Lower back, you're just trying to keep your knees, your feet straight ahead. And again, imagining the whole desk office scenario. You're turning a little bit. I'm giving you a front view so you can see my hands now. A little side view I should give you instead. I'm turning to my left, so my left hand will be down on the seat of my chair and I'm gripping it there. My right hand will be on my leg and I'm trying to turn to my left. So my right arm is pushing against my left leg, and I need to keep my left leg strong and stable so it doesn't kind of move in as I put pressure with my arm. And from there I'm twisting and I'm getting a good low back stretch. Now sometimes you get people physical therapists, doctors who say this isn't good for your spine. It depends. I mean, it depends if you have spinal problems. If you do and you have scoliosis, lordosis, yeah, it might not be a good idea. But you still have muscle attachments, tendons and ligaments there. So it's still good to stretch it out if you can manage it. Again, with any stretch, we're going to the other side now. Right hand back as I turn to my right, left hand on my right leg and I twist to my right. With any stretch that we do not force it. You do what you can within your own range of motion and you just try to get the stretch. For this one, we're trying to get our lower back. And a couple more times. Let's do 2 more, 1 on each side. Let's switch. Other side again, nice and easy twist. And then again, nice and easy twist to the other side again. We're almost there. Now the next one is airplanes. It's almost like a side bend. Let's see what's going on with the beats. There we go. Side bend, like airplanes. So your feet are kind of wide because you need to catch yourself on this one. Or not catch, but support. Arms are out, we tilt to one side. And so as one arm comes down towards the floor, the other arm comes up. You feel this huge stretch to the side. Now we're getting into lateral flexion of the spine. Again, you get doctors and therapists who say that's not good for you. I say it's not good if you have spinal, low back problems, maybe a herniated disc. But if your spinal health is in pretty good shape, then this is okay for you. And we're not holding it for very long. It's, maybe 5 seconds. You lean to one side, tilt one arm down. If you can get to the floor, it's kind of hard to see my hands wiggling. You can see my fingers right there tapping the ground. And that other arm is straight up to the sky. Same thing, other side. And again, you feel that big stretch along your entire side of your torso. From your hips all the way up into your rib cage, your lats, your latissimus dorsi. All right, from right here, let's work on our shoulders. So, start with your left hand straight out in front of you, palm facing up. Touch your shoulder, bring that elbow up and push from below. If this is easy, you're going to pull from above. And so now we're stretching out our tricep. And our tricep leads into our shoulder complex. And it can tighten up the shoulder. It can pull on that shoulder a little. So this is a good one just to get for the triceps, for all your push-ups that you do, all the presses that you do, even planks. Your triceps get involved with those pushing movements, the supportive movements of planks. And even the tricep work that we do specifically for our tris, we just need to loosen up that arm. Other arm, palm up. So I'm on my right hand, right palm facing up. Touch my right shoulder, raise up the right elbow. If that's easy, from pushing from below, then you pull from above and you bring that elbow behind your head. You're trying to bring that bicep really behind your head. So it's a great one and we're still in our chair and we're getting our whole body, almost our whole body. A majority of the good ones, shoulders and hips, really. Okay, cross body. We've done this one before. We cross the body with one arm, and then we hook it right at the elbow, and we hold it in tight. And you can see that I'm trying to hook and hold my arm in place. It's called the J hook. And you just hold that arm there. Again, you're hopefully trying to sneak these little stretches in when something's going on that you can do hands-free. Right? You can listen to a meeting, phone call, or maybe you're at your desk and you're on your lunch break. Switch sides. And you just finished your food maybe, and you're feeling a little stiff in your back, maybe your shoulders. You get in that stretch where you can. Now, from all these exercises or all these stretches that I'm doing, you pick the best ones that resonate well with your body, and those are the ones that you want to do on a daily basis. Most of the time, the hamstrings and that figure four with the little foot massage are like the best ones for your back if you sit a lot. But now we're going to transition to some standing stretches to give you a little bit of relief through the front part of our body and our lower body. First, our calves. You can actually use your desk for this one as support. So you kind of put your hands into the desk, put some pressure into your hands and arms. My back heel straight out. So my leg is long, my stance is long, back leg is straight, and I drive that heel down. Make sure your feet are pointing straight ahead to whatever direction you're facing. Lean into it, put some pressure into the hands that will help force the heel, that back heel down. And we're stretching the calf. Now this is good to do every day, regardless, because we walk, we move every day, and your feet, your ankles and calves get daily work. All day, every day. Your feet, calves, legs are always working. Your hips, always working. Other side. So this is always a good one to do. And again, imagine your computer screen is right in front of you. You can kind of sneak in some emails, possibly. If you can multitask, you can do some typing. You can check your emails. You can watch whatever you need to watch. Like trying to multitask again, just trying to sneak it in when you can. Stretching out the calf. And stretching out the calf will give you a little bit of relief in the knee. Because sometimes tight calves can pull on the posterior side of our leg, and it can lead into the knee too, pulling in tight on the knee. So that's, again, it's good to stretch out the calf. Now we're going to work on our quads. Old school stretch. Now sometimes people can't bend the knee that much, but it's like that spine. If your spine is in fairly good health, you can manage. If your knee's fairly in good health, you should be able to manage this. If you can do some squats without pain, then this should be okay. You're gently pulling on your foot, bringing your heel towards your bum, and you're keeping your knee fairly close to the other knee on the grounded leg. And you're just trying to bring your heel towards your bum. Stretching the quadricep. Switch sides. And so you use your desk to support you, to help you balance. Now this one's a little bit difficult to multitask if you're trying to do two things at once. Probably it's best to take a little break and focus on your balance just to get this one out real quick. Now, the last one, the best one for your hip flexors, because we get tight from sitting. Sitting all the time gets the hamstrings nice and tight, which we already attacked or targeted in the beginning, stretched in the beginning. The last one, the hip flexors. Sitting down, the little crease in your hips gets so tight. So we're going to relieve that. One leg forward, one leg back. Have some width to your stance. Right? Make sure you're supported and strong in your front leg. From here, that back foot is up. The heel is up. And the back leg is somewhat straight. A little bend is okay. Get real tall with your posture. Again, you want a long, lengthy stance with a little width, right? So width and length. Posture's tall. If you can lean back a little while keeping your hips down and forward, staying low in the legs, lean back. You'll really start to feel that hip flexor. You can bring your arms up. It'll give it a little extra, and you lean back. But again, keeping your body weight down and low, your hips, your legs low, staying low in that lunge, so to speak, with that front leg. Other side. Again, stretching out that hip flexor. So, other leg, some width, right? Width and length. Get real long. Back heel is up. Toes are digging straight down into the floor. Lean back. Keep your hips forward and down. Lean back. Stay strong through the core to keep your balance. And hold it there. So if you suffer from tight hips because you sit a lot, this is a great one to do, and the figure 4 and hamstring stretch. Those three are your money makers. They will give you relief. Those are your priorities. So if you sit a lot, and you know you sit a lot, hamstrings with that good posture, the figure 4 with the foot massage, and the last one that we just did, the hip flexor stretch. Those three together will give you a lot of hip and low back relief. So, I hope you found that useful. Little tricks you can do from the office. Even if you're just chilling on the couch watching a movie, the figure 4 one is always an easy one to sneak in. You're watching a movie, watching TV. This is the easiest one to sneak in because you can just literally do it from the sofa or from whatever you're sitting on. So that's it, guys and girls. I hope you found that useful. Take what you need from it, make it your own, and do those stretches daily. Take care, guys and girls. Stay fit, stay healthy, and until next time, take care. Bye.